So hello and welcome to August's behind the scenes video for our Patreon patrons. And yes, look, I found the man himself. I thought I'd involve him. Yes, I'm in Stratford-on-Avon. I'm going to do a separate little video about what I'm doing here, which will go up after this one, hopefully. But what we've got for you this month, because we haven't had an online play, is a few videos, comments, behind the scenes, chats and stuff that we had while we were at Shakespeare North at the beginning of August. So, and there's some reflective ones sort of after the event, things like that. So to start with, here is a few videos from Shakespeare North talking about this year's Dirty Politics residency. This exact moment feels like it was about a year ago, but hey. Anyway, it wasn't. It was the beginning of this month. It was a lot of fun. And yeah, from a Shakespeare North perspective, there is every chance that we'll be back there next year. We've already been asked what dates we want, which is lovely. There's also, we're potentially going to have some chats with another practitioner who's associated with Shakespeare North, Ben Crystal, and we might see if we can put together a project, see what he's interested in, what we're interested in. Shakespeare North's interested in both of us, so hey, we'll see what happens. Anyway, for now, here are the videos from this year's Shakespeare North residency. So it's Sunday morning. We're in the final throes of clearing up the house and moving stuff out to cars, and I just came. This is our house behind me. I hope you can hear the seagulls. This has been a real feature of living in this bit of Liverpool. I've asked the cast to send their thoughts and impressions and memories of the last few days, so this is just going to be a little extra video, again giving you a little insight into our behind the scenes experiences. We've had the most phenomenal day, few days. Yes, I am as tired as I look, but in a very happy way. Oh, what can I remember? I remember so many laughs. We've had some wonderful, wonderful times. We've had some adorable audience members. There was a lady and her son and her niece who chased the actors off stage, all the way sort of through the foyer and hugged Valentina from behind yesterday, saying, "Thank you. Oh my God, I've had such a great experience. I would never have come." And I apologise for the accent, but she did sound like this because she came back and collared me. And it was so bubbly, and it was just so wonderful because it's like, yes, this is what we do. We've had, I've had so many audience members sort of say, "Thank you, that was wonderful." People say, "Oh, if only I'd seen your production when I did it at school," and I've had my hand shake. It's been so positively received. It's just lovely that other people like it as well as us. So it's been really happy, and the venue are very happy with us, which of course is lovely. We got so lucky with the weather because it really threatened yesterday. It was expected to rain during the matinee and then it didn't, and it chucked it between the shows. I'm like, yeah, thank you, we'll have that. There is a whole story about Fergus and the missing suit, which depending how the video goes, I think one of us might tell, because we've had a whole ridiculous thing happen with a bit of lost costume that turned up. It was very bizarre. So it's been enormously good fun. We've had a terrific time. The plays have gone down really well. We are very sad to be going home, which is exactly kind of what you want. But yeah, so let's see what the company.
And then sort of going like, let me talk to you about Jesus.
Which is such a glorious offer, because otherwise we're just at the side.
Exactly.
And what are we doing? But we discover.
Right, but it's stuff like that, and that, I don't know about Lucio and how that concludes your journey, but it certainly enhanced mine. It's so adorable that we're working with the people who do that for each other, right? Blade, bless his wonderfulness, had a whole journey for Lucilius. Lucilius, who is a made-up, put-together bunch of pieces, and has hardly anything to say, but he's there when people die. He's there when he's nearly killed when stuff happens, and then by the end of it, he's the last man standing, and you're just like, this guy, who is this guy? Oh, he's not a guy in the text. Okay, cool. He's like 4 different people. Amazing work. Well done, you guys.
Well done, everybody.
Yeah.
Hello from
Shakespeare. This is Larissa, Eugenia, and wonderful Valen driving. This is our sort of post-show reflection video. We have had an amazing time here up north at Shakespeare North Playhouse, who have been a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful host for us for Measure for Measure and Julius Caesar. We've got some really fab memories and particularly some great highlights, including some minor stage invasions with a plastic bin bag blowing its way dramatically in a scene between Angelo and the Duke in Measure for Measure yesterday, and even a magical bubble appearing, which was nice. And even during a stabbing of Julius Caesar, plot spoiler there, we had Baby Shark playing
In the background?
in the background there.
Across the road?
And the audience, oh my goodness, have been so fabulous, so supportive and very complimentary. In fact, after our matinee performance yesterday, a lovely lady ran up to Valentina after the show and complimented her, just said how much fun she was having, all the amazing costume changes, clear character choices.
She gave me a hug.
A hug.
Yes.
People are so much more friendly here up north. We won't get that in the old London town. But yes, now we're all super exhausted, ready to go home and sleep. Yes?
Yes. Sleep. What a wonderful time.
But thank you for your continuous support, Patreon team. We really, really appreciate it, and we'll have more content out for you shortly. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
My name is Alexandra. I'm here with Victoria and Albert. They were not along for the journey, but I'm heading back after Shakespeare North in Prescott, and I just wanted to take a moment to express my enormous gratitude for just what an amazing experience that was.
Hi there. So I am just back from our adventures in Prescott, doing the 2 plays at the Shakespeare North Playhouse, and it was an utterly phenomenal experience. It was also an utterly exhausting experience. And the entire cast gave their utter all. Everyone bring their own skills to the table, from people making their own costumes, people working on sound, people running the cue to cues. Myself and Alexander doing fight choreography together. That was amazing. We got to use those skills and work beautifully collaboratively. Love that. Love how we were able to do so much with so little, and that everyone is just bleeding their passion onto the stages. So my utter favourite memory is Valentina changing, I think, from Mariana into Pompey on stage while I'm telling her to, asking her if she can chop off a man's head, and trying to completely ignore the fact she's changing characters and, is trying to cover up her bra with a bright yellow shirt, while the audience are completely aware this is happening and we're supposed to be completely unaware this is happening. Particularly during the final show, it was very hard not to corpse while that was happening. So that was very magical. The other one was during the fight scene with Cassius, between Brutus and Cassius and Julius Caesar against the lovely Alexandra. It was so intense. It was, both of us are just coming from the truth of the text, and occasionally having to call a line, because it's a very hard scene and very easy to get lost in the emotion of the words. But neither of us, I think, lost the flow, and Lizzie was so wonderful cueing us whenever we needed it without much prompt, and neither of us seemed to drop from the characters in those emotions, that it created its own sort of intense magic, and both of us walked away thinking, God, we wish it was better, but also we know the audience got something delicious. So it was a fabulous thing. I hope the audience overall loves the experience, and I hope I get to do it again.
Hi, my name's Lane Paul Stewart, and I was one of the actors with Shakespeare this year at Shakespeare North Playhouse in the Sir Ken Dodd Performance Garden. I played Claudio and Elbow in Measure for Measure, and I played Casca and Lucilius and crowd number 4, who I renamed as Dave the Builder, in Julius Caesar. It was such a pleasure to be able to perform with Shakespeare. I actually work as a producer at Shakespeare North Playhouse, so I've been speaking to Lizzie and Valentina for 2 years now, as I programmed them to come and perform last year as well. And I just love the enthusiasm of the company. It really speaks to what Shakespeare North as a building represents in the community, demystifying Shakespeare and making it as accessible to as many people as possible. So to be able to perform with them was an absolute gift. It was wonderful. I think the audiences really got a lot from the performances. They really responded well to the liveness of the performances and how present they were. I think that was something that really came across to them. The plays themselves were a really good choice, a really strong concept by Lizzie to frame them as the dirty politics combination of plays. I think that was a really good idea in the sales, from the sales point of view, and it really gave the marketing team something to get the teeth into. So that was a really great idea from Lizzie there. That was wonderful. And from a kind of outside eye as well, I think that it really helped to build an audience as well. There's always a lot of effort goes into developing audiences, and certainly it's a new venue like Shakespeare North, where we've only been open for just over 3 years. We're still very much developing that audience, and so to build an ongoing relationship with Shakespeare was is a really great thing for us. And I think year on year we've seen an increase in audience numbers, and hopefully next year we'll be back again to do something else in the Second Dud Performance Garden, because it's a wonderful space for the plays and for the way that Shakespeare work. And hopefully, fingers crossed, I will get to join them again, because like I said, it was a real pleasurable experience. But yeah, excellent. Loved every minute of it.
Hello, I'm Ellie Zegan, and I played Angelo in Measure for Measure and Caesar in Julius Caesar at Shakespeare North Playhouse this August with Shakespeare. A few notes on reflection of our time there. I'm so grateful that we got to revisit and take a double bill again for a mini residency at Shakespeare North. As a producer and actor, I'm so thrilled that we doubled our audiences, that we had Lane Paul Stewart as producer at Shakespeare North join us as a member of the cast and experience how we work with Q Scripts and as an ensemble, and found great value in that. I'm so grateful for the Patreon support, to know that you're there and supporting us with your enthusiasm and your interest and curiosity in the work that we do. And I'm incredibly grateful for my co-actors, for Lizzie Conrad Hughes, for Valentina, for being the most brilliant colleagues to work with and create with, and all other members of the ensemble. It's a wild and wonderful way of working, and I appreciated every moment of it. I learned so much, both as an actor, as a person. I learned to have more faith in myself, to face my fear and do it anyway, to burn every moment to the ground, to take a step forward when sometimes everything in you is saying, take a step back, and to be given the gift of playing Angelo and Caesar, both of which are roles that, again, I don't think I would probably get the chance to play if it weren't for this wonderful and wild company that is Shakespeare.